Good evening. I'm Chris Matthews in Washington. President Donald Trump's behavior over the last week is yet more evidence that he yearns to be a strong man, more autocratic than democratic, unbound by law, precedent, or the truth.
Welcome to this week's Wacky Moments of Liberal Expression. On Tuesday of this week, we learned that if you chuckle or crack a smile when young kids chant, "Lock her up," well, CNN says you're not fit to hold your position in law enforcement.
Lock her up again. High school students break into the Trump rally chant of "Lock her up" as the U.S. Attorney General echoes their refrain and laughs. Is that the right thing for Jeff Sessions to do? This, and the top law enforcement official in the United States responds with a "lock her up" and a smile and a laughter.
It's incredibly disturbing, and Jeff Sessions is an embarrassment. He's a disgrace. He should be ashamed of himself, and he's not fit to continue to be the Attorney General.
Incendiary language, mocking of the political left, and catering to conservative voters.
Mocking the left, catering to conservatives. My goodness, CNN was really upset all day about this.
With Attorney General Jeff Sessions laughing after the infamous words, "Lock her up."
That's exactly right.
A moment where, at least he could say, we just don't talk like that.
And today, this Attorney General, of all people, in front of a group of high school students, joining them in a chant, "Lock her up."
Plus, the top law enforcement official in the country laughs and says, "Lock her up." Then he mocks snowflakes and safe spaces.
No, not safe spaces. How could you possibly be critical of those? Uh-oh. All right, that sound means it's time for our liberal expression of the week. And this week, the word is strongman. It was in heavy rotation in the wake of the White House's announcement that the president was looking into revoking the security clearances of former Obama administration officials.
Strongman. Let's play hardball. Good evening. I'm Chris Matthews in Washington. President Donald Trump's behavior over the last week is yet more evidence that he yearns to be a strong man, more autocratic than democratic.
Well, here's the thing. It's straight from the playbook of those the president admires, including strongmen.
Even an effort, though, to distract everyone is worth reporting because it's what dictators and wannabe strongmen do.
Oh, look, I'm sure the liberal media doesn't get together for lunch and decide what their messaging will be. They are all so very unique and different. Strongman, the liberal expression of the week. Communists did run a close second this week, as after the Trump administration barred a CNN journalist from a Rose Garden event following an Oval Office conference where she shouted questions and refused to leave despite repeatedly being asked to do so. Now, this resulted in comparisons to communism.
In communist countries, people were only allowed to hear news from the government. That he got arrested, or worse, if you were caught even listening to news from anywhere else. Doesn't President Trump remember growing up hearing about countries where people were denied that kind of freedom? So how could he order that a reporter from a major cable channel be disinvited to today's press available in the Rose Garden? And how can he allow a memo to be sent out saying that only one news channel should be running on Air Force One?
Yeah, Air Force One is his plane while he holds office. I would think he could choose the TV channels. But let us not forget that with all this outrage...
Precisely what happened, because it's very, very worrisome.
Yeah, that's right, Wolf. So I was blocked from attending an open press event here at the White House.
She was told by Press Secretary Sarah Sanders and new White House Communications Director Bill Shine she would not be allowed into the Rose Garden. That is a very rare move.
And this is just not what you do in a country that values the First Amendment. It's pretty shocking.
This is an attack on the free press.
Freedom of the press.
Shocked and angry, deeply offended, not only as a United States Senator, but as a citizen of the United States.
Being disinvited to an event is one thing, but which administration actually treated reporters like criminals?
The Obama administration, for the first time in the history of the press, named the reporter, James Rosen, as a co-conspirator and a flight risk to get access to his private email and phone records in a criminal leak investigation. They made reporting a criminal act. How about James Risen, the investigative reporter for the New York Times? The Obama administration, again through Holder, spent 7 years threatening him with jail.
I'd show a clip of a Chris Matthews rant when that happened, but somehow I can't seem to find one. That'll wrap us up this week. I'm Eric Shiner from MRC-TV. Have a great weekend, folks.